Hey everybody, welcome back to the first ever All Elite Count. The Elite Count Super.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my brain's a bit riled. I'm War Machine MJ.
With Rodimus Prime here.
And we're here today to talk about not one, but two episodes of AEW Dynamite.
Yep.
So, no, I don't care about whatever that was. It was some ad about WCW. I don't know. Because Glacier popped up.
Oh my god. And how long has WCW been dead now? Almost 20 years?
Didn't they die in 2001?
Yes.
See, 19 years.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, we kicked off the show with Chris Jericho's thank you celebration for Le Champion.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember what he called it. Yeah, it was basically the thank you celebration. And if we know anything about Chris Jericho and celebrations, he can throw one hell of a rager.
He does.
Yeah. He was introduced into the ring by Soul Train Jones. Yeah, Soul Train Jones. Virgil.
You know, I'm like laughing inside every time I see this guy. Because it is just hilarious at the fact that they're calling him Soul Train Jones and the fact that he's getting over more than he ever did in his entire career.
Now, what's sad is he's getting over because he's a living wrestling meme. Because every time he shows up to a convention, it's supposed to be him and Ted DiBiase, but it's usually just him.
Yeah, and he's alone by himself at a table where nobody goes to his table, which is sad.
I'm sure at this point people go to his table.
Yeah.
Not out of pity, but because they generally love this man.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Chris Jericho had a marching band play him to the ring instead of Judas. He was handing everybody 50 cents off coupons for his new sparkling wine, I believe it was.
I think so.
Yeah, for his wine, a little bit of the bubbly.
And there's literally a website where you can get it at called littlebitofthebubbly.com.
At the time of this recording, he has sold 12,000?
Yeah, 12,000 in 1 week.
Over 12,000 in 1 week.
That's a lot of bubbly.
That's a whole lot of bubbly.
Yes.
Anyway, he had the Goon Squad, as I like to call them, from the Inner Circle, or the Inner Circle Jerks.
Yeah.
If you'd like to call them that too. They came out with different presents. Sammy Guevara was up first, and it was a cardboard cutout of him and Jericho hugging each other, since Jericho is his father figure.
Yeah, and Jake Hager's even taking a picture of that, which is pretty funny.
Yeah. Then there was, speaking of Jake Hager, he wasn't with the Circle Jerks because he was coming through the crowd with a goat named Chris Jerigoat. And he had just the dopiest smile on his face. Like he was proud of that joke.
Wow.
And then Santana Ortiz, they presented him with basically a gift basket with like different stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, underneath the big present, the big square-shaped present looks so heavy to pick up. It was not anybody there to attack Chris Jericho. It was his dad, Ted Irvine of the New York Rangers.
Yes, one of the most legendary hockey players ever. And he got on the mic and, said what he said.
He just shat on the Blackhawks. That's all it was.
Pretty much, because they were in Chicago, home, the birthplace of AEW. And one thing he did say, that the Chicago Blackhawks will always be chumps. And he got an arousing... he got a bunch of arousing boos. They did not like that.
Rousing.
What?
Arousing is when you kind of
I meant to, yeah.
make somebody hot.
Oh, I meant to say rousing.
Rousing.
Yeah.
There we go. There's your vocabulary lesson, kids.
Yeah.
And your sports lessons from this guy.
Yeah.
By the way, check out his podcast where you don't have to see this. Anyway,
Oh boy.
at the end of this celebration,
Shout out to the Blackhawks too. I haven't been keeping up with them lately.
Jericho and his circle of jerks were attacked by 3 members of the marching band, which turned out to be SCU.
Mm-hmm.
Since Scorpio Sky would challenge later on. Next, we had tag team action as the Lucha Brothers took on Best Friends featuring Orange Cassidy, who was in a turkey costume because it was Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wasn't in complete turkey costume, like he was holding the head of the costume.
Only freshly squeezed could get away with stuff like that.
Yeah, too bad Hector Guerrero couldn't get away with it. He was the original gobbledygooker. That's the only reason why I make that joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one person I felt bad for in that egg reveal segment was Mean Gene, because he had to put that egg over. He looked like an idiot on camera, especially trying to talk to the turkey.
Anybody having to put that egg over looked like a complete idiot.
Yeah, thank God Undertaker didn't become the Egg Man.
His career would have been dead on sight.
Yeah. Anyway, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, all right. I didn't say who won. The Best Friends defeated the Lucha Brothers after Trent hit a dude buster. Now say what you said about Trent.
Oh, how he's underrated?
He is definitely underrated.
Yeah. And he has the best bandana in all of professional wrestling.
Thank God you said something else, because this silence was getting awkward.
Yeah, because anybody who rocks a bandana like Trent, you can't do it. Trent has the best bandana game in all of professional wrestling. Hands down.
What about Nick Jackson?
Merch freak.
Merch freak. I would shout it, but I can't.
Yeah. He's definitely a merch freak! That stuff is just hilarious.
I love how stoned he looks before he goes into Merch Freak.
Or when he does his magic trick.
Hey, you guys want to see some magic? Cutler, look up here. I can tell you how that phone got there.
He was like so high. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go smoke this joint over here, and then we're gonna come back and roll this.
He looks like he just got done taking the walk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, from those memes.
Yeah, the walk. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Anyway, next up we had more tag team action as B. Priestley and Emi Sakura took on Hikaru Shida and Chris Statlander.
You know, honestly, these 4 women are pretty impressive in their own right.
Yeah.
The Statlander girl, I haven't watched enough of her yet.
Aside from this and this week, I believe she's only had 1 match, and that was a tag team. No.
Wait, wasn't she in that tag team match with Big Swole?
Yes.
And they lost?
On Dark, yes.
Yes. So that's about the only time I've really watched her.
She's pretty good, despite how swole she is.
Yeah. Now, as far as Big Swole goes, I've come around on her.
I like her. I especially liked her her promo on Dark.
Yeah.
I didn't know she had oh damn it. She said she had overcome some sort of disease.
It's on the tip of my brain, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I think it was something with her with muscles or something like that.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
Yeah. But either way, this tag team match was pretty good. However, down towards the finish, B. Priestley distracted the ref for Emi Sakura to hit Statlander with her mic stand and get the inside roll up.
There you go.
So yeah. Next, we had the in-ring return of Cody as he took on some guy named Matt Nix. He must be from New York.
Matt Nix does sound like a guy from New York. He sounds like he's from Queens.
No, you're totally missing the joke. Matt Nix from New York.
Oh,
New
I
York
get it.
Knicks.
I get it now.
You're the sports guy. Come on.
Listen, you caught me off guard, okay? I got what you were trying to say now.
Yeah.
But unlike him, at least he actually tries because the New York Knicks suck.
I was about to say, unlike you, because I have to try for these jokes.
Listen, again, I was caught off guard, okay?
Come on. You should have thought of that as soon as I said Matt Nix and New York.
The light bulb didn't click.
Of course not. Somebody forgot to change the light bulb.
But anyway, Cody won with the figure 4.
Yeah. He called out MJF, and yeah, he was attacked randomly by the Butcher and the Blade.
Yeah.
The Blade is Braxton Sutter from formerly of Impact.
Yeah.
And I forget who the Butcher is, but all I know is he's a guitarist in a rock band.
Yeah. And then you have the bunny known as Allie.
Yeah, she turned heel despite the last time we saw her. She was brutalized and victimized by Awesome Kong.
Yeah, and her knife, and they got a piece of her hair.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Braxton Sutter and Allie are married in real life.
Well, good for them.
Yeah.
I kind of figured that's how it was when they did that wedding storyline with Maria Kanellis.
That was so stupid.
I had the TV muted the whole time.
I'm glad I quit watching that because that was one of those storylines also that was just practically dumb.
That was back when Impact was dumb.
Facts.
Like, the only time I watched Impact at that point was because of the broken stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff was gold. It was cheesy as hell, but it was delightful.
It wasn't gold. It was like diamond.
It was diamond. Yeah.
It was diamond.
It knew it was cheesy, and it doubled down instead of trying to make themselves seriously.
Right.
Anyway, speaking of seriously, we had Kenny Omega taking on Pac. Sorry about that. In a rematch, since they were in Chi-Town, in a rematch from All Out, where Kenny ate the loss.
That's not surprising there because these guys can go out there and just tear it up.
They can put on a 5-star match in their sleep.
Yes. Regardless of who wins or who loses, they can go out there and just put on a clinic.
Yeah. Pac tried to counter the one-winged angel, but Kenny got the inside cradle for the win. So he avenged his loss. Next, we had a one-on-one match for the Dynamite Diamond Ring between MJF and Hangman Page.
Yeah. What do you think about that ring?
It looks nice. That's all it is. Nice.
Yeah, it looks like one of those championship rings you see from the NBA Finals.
Or it looks like one of the 6 rings that Nick Saban has.
Yeah.
The buddy's not getting number 7 this year. Boom.
Hallelujah.
Again, I can't trash talk the Iron Bowl since I didn't watch it.
Well, I kept up with the score, so.
Anyway, yeah, this was a real back and forth match. Of course, Hangman Page just flat out ignored Wardlow at ringside.
Yeah. Wardlow looks like he could just rip somebody's throat out.
Yeah. Of course, he looks kind of stupid standing on the ringside, just kind of preening with them duck lips, just
like he's about to kiss somebody?
Yeah.
Like, bro, come on now.
Like, dude, you don't have to do all that. Just look freaking intense. You don't have to put on duck lips. Nobody's taking you seriously if you do that.
True.
Just dial it back, man. Come on. Just chill.
Tranquilo.
Anyway, yeah, towards the finish, MJF distracted the referee for the aforementioned Wardlow to sucker punch Hangman Page. Afterwards, MJF hit an absolutely disgusting looking, botchy ass crossroads to pin Hangman.
Man, that crossroads looked disgusting and not in a good way. because it just looked like it's like he just had him and just said, "Okay, let's go. I'm gonna just go ahead and get this over with." That was the most botchiest, most sloppiest Crossroads I had ever seen.
Ah, but who botched worse? MJF with the Crossroads or Seth Rollins with the pedigree?
I'm gonna say MJF.
I'd say Seth Rollins because it looked like MJF did it on purpose.
Yeah, but I mean, just the way that Hangman landed. I mean, if Cody did it on him, being is his move, it'd be crisp. MJF, it's just like he just didn't put no effort into it.
Well, it's like he's doing it to mock Cody, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah, you're right.
This cough drop won't stop sticking to the side of my face. Anyway, MJF got the win, and afterwards, they brought out who was going to present the Diamond Ring. And of course, it was always going to be him. It's him. It's DDP. Bang.
Bang. And for the fact that DDP is 63 years old and still moving like he's 40, that says a lot.
It's not because he does yoga, but because he does DDP yoga.
Yeah, or apparently he doesn't like that word, so he calls it DDPY.
I just thought he didn't like people just addressing it as yoga.
Something like that. So they just call it DDPY.
I mean, it sounds easier to say.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah. What did MJ do? Did he hand back the ring?
Yeah, he like DDP was trying to award him the ring.
Yeah.
And he put the ring back in his hand and did that.
Didn't he wind up having the ring on what was it, Dark or something?
I think so. But yeah, he was just being the rude, arrogant prick that he is.
Yeah.
Put the ring back in his hand and just there you go.
Yeah, and of course DDP being of the Nightmare family, being of Cody's, family.
Yeah.
He was ready to rip MJF a new one. Then Wardlow stood up with his duck lips.
Yeah, he told Wardlow, he said, "Look, man." And that's another thing. DDP kept using the word man. He said, "Look, man, you might be a big man, but you're going to get beat by a 63 or something like that."
He said, "Listen, man, you're about to look real stupid getting your ass beat by a 63-year-old.
Yeah. And again, he kept using man a lot.
My man. At least he's not trying to use hip lingo with it.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then next thing you know, they started scuffling. DDP and MJF, they kind of got into it before they got quickly separated.
Yeah.
So, DDP wasn't playing that. He might be 63. He might be old enough to be your granddaddy, but he can still whoop some ass.
Yeah. He might be able to beat your ass like your granddaddy back in the day.
Yeah.
Next up, we had a Dustin Rhodes promo where he was basically calling out Jake Hager.
Yeah. Because if you guys remember, Jake Hager was the one who broke his arm.
Yeah. And then he was attacked by the Inner Circle, of course. Santana, Ortiz, and Sammy Guevara.
And Sammy Guevara constantly doing this.
He's such a D-bag doing that.
I get what he's doing, but it's starting to be annoying. Because it's like every time he does something, he just, "Hey, look at me, look at me."
No, he's got to do it. Does it annoy you?
A little bit, but not really.
Then he's doing his job. He's at least annoying you to some point.
Okay, you have a valid point.
Besides that, that's his character. He's the young boy of the group. So, of course, he's going to act like a D-bag and vlog everything.
Oh, true.
And then it's much more fun because when he vlogs his stuff, he gets his ass beat and it shows up on his vlog.
Facts.
There you go. He gets the job done and he gets his comeuppance. Boom.
Yeah, I guess you can say he's got a 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah. Of course, back to this beatdown. The Jackson brothers make the save, and they hit all three. They hit Santana, Ortiz, and Sammy Guevara with a triple Shattered Dreams.
Anytime Dustin does that, it reminds me of the glory days of when he was Goldust.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Anyway, in the main event, we had AEW World Champion Le Champion Chris Jericho taking on Scorpio Sky as of SCU, and yeah, this was a really good match.
Yeah, not much to say here except for, like you said, it was good.
Yeah.
Scorpio Sky, he definitely had the crowd on his side. I mean, being he was.
The stipulation for this match was no secondaries were allowed.
So which meant no interference.
Well, no, like nobody could accompany the competitors to the ring.
Oh, okay.
Jake Hager wound up, coming out there, trying to tip the odds in Jericho's favor. Then the rest of SCU came out there.
Oh.
Yeah. But Jericho made Scorpio Sky tap out to the walls of Jericho. He cinched it in real deep. And didn't he start beating down on SCU?
I can't remember.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Well, yeah. Because after the match, he put the move on back again, and then that's when Moxley's music and he came out.
Yeah. And Jericho dropped the hold as they both stared at each other.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was the Thanksgiving edition of AEW Dynamite. Let's go ahead and talk about December 2nd. Oh, I'm sorry, December 4th.
Yeah. From Champaign, Illinois. They were on the campus of the University of Illinois, if I'm not mistaken, home of the Fighting Illini. So we
Wait. The Fighting what?
Fighting Illini.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. I don't keep up with them.
What the hell is an Illini?
I don't know.
Sure you're not trying to say Illumini?
No, the Fighting Illini.
That sounds really weird.
I don't know. Google it. Anyway, we kicked off the show with a 6-man tag team match as the Young Bucks and the cool uncle in the room known as the Natural Dustin Rhodes. Like I told this guy, he's like that one uncle who comes to all the family gatherings and everybody just gets lit. Like, I like that guy. I'm glad he's my uncle. But anyway, they took on Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz, known as the Inner Circle. This was a damn good match, might I say?
Oh, definitely.
Dustin came out there wearing his little tassels or whatever. But that's beside the point. These two teams really cannot stand each other. Let's just put it that way. They really can't stand each other. And it was one spot in the match where Dustin did what was that, like a cannonball type flip?
Yeah, he did a cannonball from the apron while
Nick.
I almost said Nat Jackson.
Nat Jackson, the long lost brother of Matt and Nick.
While Merch Freak hit a triangle moonsault on the other. I think he hit one on Santana and Dustin hit Ortiz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And then towards the end of the match, they take out Sammy Guevara. He's laying on the mat. And then Dustin has what was it? Santana and who was it? Nick or Matt?
Dustin had Santana, Matt had Ortiz, and Sammy Guevara was on the mat while Nick Jackson hit a senton / double Meltzer driver.
Yeah, and they got the win. So the Young Bucks and Dustin Rhodes pick up the victory, getting one up on the Inner Circle. Next, we had another barn burner as Trent, again very underrated, one half of the Best Friends, being accompanied also by freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, taking on one half of the Lucha Bros, Phoenix. Oh boy.
You said it was University of Chicago?
University of Illinois.
Oh, right, my bad.
But But anyway, your analysis on this match.
I'm sorry, what match were we at?
Trent versus Phoenix.
This was a great match, and like he said earlier, Trent is underrated.
We will continue to say that to the end of time. He's a very good tag team specialist, but Trent is very underrated. Trust us when we tell you. But yeah, this match was just balls to the wall, incredible. I mean, it's so much stuff that they did. Like, let's see, Phoenix was going up for some type of like corkscrew splash or something, and he got hit with a drop kick.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of other stuff. But Phoenix ended up picking up the victory. Afterwards, Trent got up. You know, he's trying to collect himself, dust himself off. He sticks his hand out. You know, like, hey, congratulations, you were the better guy. Phoenix, who did the same thing to Nick, he was like, no, F you, I'm out of here. You know, they start pushing each other, shoving each other. Next thing you know, Trent just goes after him. He starts wailing away on him, throwing punches. Trent may be underrated, but he was ready to throw some hands. You understand me?
Yeah, they got separated, and then he just came around and sucker punched Phoenix.
I mean, he just bulldozed him, and you know he was ready to fight. Again, Trent, he may wanted to fight, but that bandana stayed on his head though. That's one thing about it. Tony Schiavone. Next, we come back from commercial, and he's interviewing, of course, the American Nightmare, Cody.
Well, I can't find any answers on it. I just found how to spell it. Illini.
Oh well.
I think they're trying to say like people from Illinois. That's what they're going for. But
yeah. Oh well.
I'm guessing Tony Khan spent some time there because showed their most recent tweet. It said "Welcome back home."
Wow.
I guess I don't know Tony Khan's Wikipedia page.
Oh well. Anyway, we're on to the interview with Cody where he talked about the situation with the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny. He said, listen, you name the match, you name the time and the place, you name the tag team partner if you want a match. Then he called out his, I guess, former best friend now, MJF.
Yeah.
Now, he said, what is it going to take for you to fight me? You said you will never wrestle me. What are you going to do? He pulled out his keys to the truck. He said, MJ loves that. You want it? You can have it.
Yeah, I love it. I want it. I'll fight him.
Yeah.
I'll lose, but I'll fight him for all that stuff.
How about these red bottom shoes here? You want those? I know you like those.
Oh, no. He took off...
the watch. It was the watch first.
The watch given to him by Tony Khan.
He said it's the most expensive thing on his body. He said, you want it? You can have it. Then he took off the red bottoms.
Then he asked Justin Roberts to bring in a briefcase of...
$50,000.
$50,000.
And he said, we all know you love money. He said, this is real money right here. And he gave a kid $100.
He did, yeah.
That's cool. He said, what is it going to do? What is it going to take?
What is it do?
What is it going to take for you to wrestle me? He said, basically, the ball's in your court.
Ball's in your court. I'll just keep raising you.
Yeah. Eventually, they're going to face off.
Yeah. We got confirmation later on in the show that it's going to be the Blade and the Butcher taking on Cody and QT Marshall next week.
Yep. So they definitely are trying to make their presence known.
Yeah, the Butcher and the Blade are going to win.
Yeah. Next, we had Nyla Rose destroying Leva Bates. Not much to say there.
No, more like Leva Bates getting annihilated by Nyla Rose.
Either way, Nyla Rose won. And so did her other librarian buddy, Peter Avalon.
Yeah, he got his ass beat too.
Yeah, afterwards, while they were doing the picture-in-picture, she brought in a table. And she decided to put hands on Mike Knox.
Well, no, before the commercial break...
no, it was Shauna who came
Shauna came out there. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, because if you remember, they showed on Dark, she was at a meet and greet where Nyla Rose attacked her, threw her up against the wall, powerbombed her through a table.
And Jimmy Havoc was just there for some reason.
Jimmy Havoc... Oh, my gosh. Anyway, we'll talk more about him later. But then she brought the table out. Mike Knox was like, whoa, calm down, you're done
Rick
here.
Knox.
Who?
Rick Knox.
Rick Knox. I don't know why I said Mike Knox.
Mike Knox is a former WWE guy.
Yeah, I know. I said Mike earlier while we were watching it. Rick Knox.
Rick Knox got his ass knocked out through a table.
And then Shauna got powerbombed on top of Rick Knox. And then who did they show in the crowd?
Britt Baker. Why is she even in the crowd? She works for AEW.
I think AEW is trying to take a shot at NXT for what happened.
Probably, but still, that's a dumb move. She works there. Why does she need to be in the crowd witnessing it?
I don't know.
Why can't she just watch from a TV monitor in an awkward angle like all us normal people do?
Yeah, go in the back, look at the TV, look like you're standing beside the TV.
Oh, hang on. Let me look at the TV.
But
yeah, why is she even in the crowd?
That
She
was-
should go to the back and watch TV.
I agree with you. That was pretty stupid. But then they later announced that Nyla Rose has been suspended, even though she's the #1 contender for the Women's Championship.
Okay, so Nyla Rose beats some ass and she gets suspended.
Yeah.
Jimmy Havoc goes on a staple spree and he gets fined.
$10,000. And they mentioned on Dark that every time he uses that staple gun, he's going to get fined $10,000. You see the bias here?
Yeah.
Jimmy Havoc gets fined for using a stapler. Nyla Rose beats a bunch of people up. She gets sent home. And she's the #1 contender for the championship.
Honestly, I would have flipped it, except for I would have taken Jimmy Havoc to therapy for that.
You think Jimmy Havoc wants to do therapy? He probably stapled a therapist.
I mean, I'd get some entertainment out of that.
Jesus Christ.
At least it can't be as bad as that Bailey Sasha therapy.
God, don't get me started on that. Anyway, we had another promo from the Dark Order.
Yeah. Apparently they're accepting new members,
Yeah.
and they beat up the fat guy that only joined because he wanted friends.
Yeah. He was basically getting mauled on by the creepers.
So they're either going to reject him and leave his body for dead in the middle of that woods, or they're beating the weakness out of him.
Yeah.
I want to say the latter.
Either way, I like it. I'm not too big on the Dark Order, but I like it.
They've definitely, it feels like they've rubbed off some of that cheese they had on them.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I like it. We'll see how it goes within the upcoming weeks leading into 2020.
Speaking of greatness, we had Chris Jericho,
Les Champion.
yeah, making his announcement that he has to defend his championship one more time before 2019 is up.
Yes.
And when does his next title match take place?
December 18th.
And what happens on December 18th?
He will defend the AEW World Championship.
What else happens on December 18th?
Oh, it's this guy's birthday.
I was going to say Stone Cold Steve Austin's birthday. But
That
yeah,
too.
that works too, yeah.
Is your birthday, Stone Cold's birthday, and my grandmother's birthday. How about that?
And Rob Van Dam's.
Yeah, really?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yes, December 18th, War Machine Day. Chris Jericho will defend the championship in... Where were they? Where are they going to be?
Corpus Christi.
Thank you.
I'm going to say Christi Corpus.
Corpus Christi, Texas.
Yes. That will be the last AEW show of 2019. And when he was talking on the mic, he pulled out the Lexicon.
Of Les Champions.
Yes, the Lexicon of Les Champions. And he had a list of people.
Well, first he pulled it out, and the fans started going crazy because they think it's the list of Jericho.
Yeah, and he just looked at him and said, really? Get out of 2016. This is 2019. Where have you been?
Yeah, but he had a whole list, and people made the list. Trust me.
Yeah.
It was a list of people he didn't want to face. Now, this is where it got funny.
Yeah, because he named Moxley, Kenny Omega, who else? Evil Uno, Dirty Trace.
He prattled off a bunch of names. He even said guys like Kenny Chesney.
Kenny Chesney, Alan Jones.
You know who that is, right?
I know.
AJ Styles.
Right.
He even said Paige.
Page.
Diamond
Dallas
Dallas Page. Hangman Page.
Hangman Page. He was just going on and on.
Kenny from South Park.
He kept mentioning Moxley. So you see where that is going between him and John Moxley. We'll talk more about that later.
He was interrupted by...
Jurassic Express. A baby, a boy, and their dinosaur.
That's what I was looking for. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I was going to get to that.
Yeah, Marco Stunt was basically walking back and forth to Jericho like a freaking pit bull.
And I was just like, I hope it's not Marco Stunt.
Anyway,
Because that child will be murdered on site.
anyway, Jericho was saying, "Yeah, you two make the list." Of course, he was talking to Luchasaurus and Marco Stunt. Luchasaurus picks up the mic and he goes, "Ugh." Bet you think that's what I sound like.
Yeah.
But no, I don't talk like that. Bet you also didn't know I have a master's in medieval history. Is that what he said?
I think so.
Okay, medieval history, and he started naming off some names.
Yeah. And then
He said, so if dinosaurs are on that list, yes, because we've been marginalized for 65 million years. I laughed at that. That was pretty funny.
the crowd went crazy, and then they got to Jungle Boy. Chris Jericho started mouthing off the Jungle Boy. He said, you're a mute. You walk around here, you can't talk. You can't even last 10 minutes with me. He grabbed the mic, he said, I can last 10 minutes with you, and I'm going to kick your ass. And then next thing you know, they started brawling. So it is official, December 18th, Corpus Christi, Texas. The AEW World Championship will be on the line. Les Champion Chris Jericho will take on 1/3 of the Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy.
Yeah. Yeah. All 5 men got to brawling. Of course, Jericho and Hager got chased out of the ring, and JR made a point to say that Marco Stunt bruised up Jericho's knees pretty bad.
Yeah, yeah. And Jericho threw his temper tantrum and started throwing stuff as usual.
Yeah, Marco Stunt threw a chair back at him.
Yeah.
It missed, but...
Every time I see Marco Stunt, I can't help but to say, whose child is this?
What blows me away is he's a year older than Jungle Boy. Yeah, Marco Stunt's 23 while Jungle Boy's only 22.
And is the smallest person in the jungle. Jesus Christ.
I like that line Jericho threw out after Luchasaurus said he might be small for his size. He's small for any size.
That was funny.
That was good.
I mean, Jericho at this point is just on a whole nother level.
He's God tier as far as character work.
Yeah, I mean, almost 30 years in the business and he's still kicking.
Next, we had pretty unique challenge as these two teamed up last week and have challenged each other this week. Chris Statlander taking on Hikaru Shida.
Yeah. Now, as I mentioned from the previous episode, that
keep talking, I'll be back.
Chris Statlander, this is probably my second or third time seeing her. She did a cartwheel during the match, and
Cartwheels.
Cartwheels. She did cartwheels. Sorry, and Hikaru Shida was just standing there like, "What do I do? What do I do? Why are you doing cartwheels?" But this match turned out to be pretty damn good. A lot of back and forth action, a lot of near falls in this match, if you will. Chris Statlander got the upset victory over the number one contender. Wait, ain't she the number one contender?
Yeah, she's number one ranked.
Okay. And I said Nyla Rose was number one contender, so I stand corrected.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on when you said that.
Yeah,
so I didn't.
I'm just now catching myself. Hikaru Shida is the number one contender for the championship. She took an upset loss. Then, lights went out. Out came Brandy Rose and Awesome Kong. And so this is where it kind of got weird, but I guess interesting.
Yeah, because Brandy Rhodes said her and Awesome Kong are the Nightmare Collective. They are basically the branch of the Nightmare family that are going to do the dirty jobs.
Yes, and whatever they do, nobody asks questions, and that's exactly how they want it.
Yep. And Brandy made the hard sell to bring in Chris Statlander as a member of the collective.
Yeah, at first she said, well, I see that you're here in my business, and that puts me in a precarious situation. But I can elevate you. I can help you. I can make you better. Pledge yourself to the Nightmare Collective.
Yeah. Yeah, there was no confirmation from Chris Statlander as her and Kong were sizing each other up. And somebody from the crowd who was obviously mic'd up started screaming, pick me, I want to join. Pick me, I want to join.
Yeah, she came to the ring. She got on the ramp, and Awesome Kong and Brandy cut a piece of her hair. Again.
Oh, they cut more than just a piece of her hair.
Well, yeah, they cut a big chunk.
They cut one big chunk, two big chunk, and then started like
shaving her head,
or trimming, I should say.
Yeah.
I said it was shaving, but didn't really see any skin. So
yeah. So this is going to be very interesting.
Oh, definitely. But obviously, that woman was a plant.
Yeah.
So it's got to be a new signing for AEW's.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if it was anybody else, it'd be like, why are you... What's going on here?
You know, what's the angle?
Yeah, what is the end game behind this?
If it was WWE, it'd be dead in 5 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like, 08, 09, where they had the Straight Edge Society?
Straight Edge Society was gold.
Yes. That was like 08.
Yeah.
Somewhere, 09.
But WWE would find a way to mess it up. I know we crap on a lot of WWE, but a lot of these ideas wouldn't make it past WWE's, checkered history.
If you watch any other promotion outside WWE, whether it's AEW, Ring of Honor, Impact, etc., some of the gimmicks that they're doing in those promotions, even in MLW, would, let's say, pretty much flop. I mean, because we all know who's in control of everything. And once he says it's a go, or once he says it's not a go, you see where this is going here.
Now, some of these gimmicks, and I'll give WWE the benefit of the doubt, some of these gimmicks would work on Raw and SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
But most of these gimmicks would actually work better on NXT.
Yeah, because they would actually take their time with the gimmicks and actually make it feel like it's worth watching.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's going to be mighty interesting to see where the Nightmare Collective goes from here.
Yeah. Next was a match we've been waiting months to see, as Christopher Daniels, the fallen angel of SCU, took on Pentagon Jr.
Yes. Now, if you recall weeks ago, SCU had a match. It was in the tag team title tournament.
Yeah, it was the first round. I believe it was the first match of the first round.
Yeah, and Pentagon attacked Christopher Daniels and power drive him. Yeah, hit him with a power driver on the apron.
Yeah, forcing him out of the tournament and Scorpio Sky in his place.
Yeah, at Full Gear, after the Triple Threat Tag Team title match, Christopher Daniels came out dressed as Pentagon, but he was Pentagon Trace?
Yeah, that's the joke they were making.
Yeah, but you could clearly tell it was Christopher Daniels under the suit.
Yeah, he even had the Fallen Angel face paint on, too.
Yeah. But this match was alright.
Yeah, this was a fantastic match. However, in the end, Pentagon got the victory with a package pile driver and an assistance from Phoenix.
Yeah, Christopher Daniels' mic stand came into play, and Pentagon hit him with the pile driver. 1, 2.
Well, after a low blow.
Well, yeah, after a low blow, then hit him with the pile driver. 1, 2, 3. And Pentagon picks up the W.
Yeah. Earlier in the night, we had a backstage promo from one bad boy, Joey Janela, who basically said, Mox has got a match against me, and this time it counts. And the only way for him to beat me is to kill me.
Yeah, and Moxley walked up to him and he's just like,
Kids.
That was it. That was gold.
It's gold. That's all he needs to say.
Yeah. And Joey Janela was just like...
Him and Marfez were just like, what?
Yeah, they were just like, what do we do?
I like that that Mox has become like the Stone Cold of AEW.
Yeah. And, they really taken their time with it.
Yeah.
So I really like where it's going.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know everybody is practically saying, oh, he's the Stone Cold of AEW. But he feels like a Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Because, he does his own thing. He's
his own character.
Yeah, he's his own man.
Yeah.
He doesn't need any goofy gimmicks. He's not defined by one thing. He's just a guy who goes in there and beats ass.
Pretty much.
Anyway, him and Joey Janela have that aforementioned match. This was a pretty good match. They were just beating the hell out of each other.
Yeah, I mean, say what you want about Joey Janela. You know, he's not the typical modern day wrestler. He's more like a backyard type wrestler.
Oh, he's ugly.
I say it all the time. Joey Janela looks like the type of person who would wrestle his next door neighbor in the backyard.
Yeah, and jump off of the building of a warehouse.
Yeah, but Joey Janela actually had a pretty damn good showing. I will actually give Joey Janela credit.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, say what you want about him. He's actually trying to, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Transition himself from being the typical hardcore wrestler to actually wanting to be recognized as a wrestler.
Yeah.
But man, that one spot where he just dove out of the ring through that table.
See, they did that camera shot that I like because Janela had knocked Mox out of the ring, and Mox had stumbled over to the timekeeper's table, and he was leaned up against it. And then you just saw Joey Janela fall absolutely out of nowhere and just crash through the table. Loved it. Loved that camera work, especially when they do it in WWE.
I know, right?
It's like Ricochet or somebody just falls out of nowhere.
It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
But John Moxley ended up winning with the paradigm shift, and afterwards, Chris Jericho basically decided to mock John Moxley for what he did last week by coming through the crowd down the steps. So, like we said off camera, we like how they're building this up.
And that's probably how we're going to kick off the first AEW of 2020. Jericho versus Omega. Damn it. Jericho versus Mox.
You said Omega, but I got what you're saying. But
I'm sorry, AEW has a lot of top tier talent.
Yeah, they do. They do. One thing they do need to work on, though, is having more tag teams, and they need to polish their women's division a little more.
Yeah. I mean, they're still in their first year, so
yeah,
they'll figure out what they need soon enough.
Yeah.
Of course, it's been made abundantly clear that they don't need a mid-card belt.
Yeah, it would be nice, but I can respect the fact that they don't want to flood their company with belts.
Yeah.
Because a lot of companies are starting to do that now, flood their companies with belts.
Look at New Japan.
I mean, MLW is starting the women's division now.
MLW has wait, how many belts do they have?
They have the world title, the tag titles, the
TV title, right?
No, the national openweight championship, and they have another belt. I think they have like 4 or 5 sets of belts.
Well, see, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
New Japan has.
Oh, they have the. It's the world title, the tag team titles, the national openweight title, the world middleweight title, and soon the women's championship. That's 5 sets of belts.
Okay, 5 belts is not that bad.
Yeah.
New Japan corners the market on a ton of belts.
Yeah, because I mean they've
got the world.
They've got
the IC, the US, the junior tag straps, the heavyweight tag straps, the junior belt. Never open weight singles, never open weight trios. Am I forgetting any?
They might as well retire those because I hadn't seen those in forever.
Well, usually the never open weight singles is usually cornered by Goto.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it. They've got 8 belts.
Yeah.
8 belts and a talent pool so big that they have to make 2 days of Wrestle Kingdom.
First time ever Wrestle Kingdom will be a 2-day event.
Meanwhile, WWE's got the Blue Universal, the US, the Intercontinental, the tag straps, women's tag straps, women's Raw, women's SmackDown. 8 belts.
Yeah, not including what NXT and NXT.
Oh, right. I forgot about the part-time belt. And the 24/7. Never mind. WWE's got the most belts.
Yeah.
Well, main roster has the most belts. So, yeah. Anyway, that is our 3 elite count. Super!
Yeah. 2 pretty damn good shows, and yeah, they're definitely looking to have a big 2020.
Yeah. Wait, is the 18th? Yeah, the 18th would be the last episode of
Yeah,
Dynamite.
because they're not doing a show on Christmas.
Oh, but they are doing one January 1st.
Yeah,
Because they said they're coming back to Texas.
yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're gonna be at Daly's place.
Yeah, Daly's Place. No, January 1st is going to be Daly's Place.
Yeah,
I think the next date after that, they said they're back in Texas.
yeah, the next week or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought about it. Oh, that week. Like, the week of Christmas. We're not going to be able to do one of these shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Actually, no, I don't really care about doing a Monday Night Raw. A Christmas Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, because they'll probably tape that. Because I think.
I think they're taping that next week or this week. No, next week.
Probably next week.
Yeah.
Because, they got a few days off being it's Christmas.
I think they're taping 2 weeks of programming.
Probably.
Or no. They're running 2 weeks of programming. Taping 1 week while running the other week of programming.
That's a lot of content to take.
In just 2 days, though.
Yeah.
Like, they've got to do Monday Night Raw, and then on Tuesday, they've got to tape Raw and SmackDown.
Huh.
I don't know who I should feel worse for, the fans or for WWE.
The fans.
I mean,
Because they got to sit through. Let's say they do what, main event before Raw. So
Yeah.
that's what, an hour or so. That's like 30 minutes to an hour.
so that's like 2 hours of main event, 3 hours of Raw, and 2 hours of SmackDown.
So that's like 8 hours.
That's 7 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, and 205. So that's 8.
That barely comes on anymore.
Depends on if they're going to run an episode that week.
So that's like 7, 8 hours on Monday, then 4 hours on Tuesday. That's like 12 hours in 2 days of content. Good Lord.
Yeah, like I said, I also feel bad for the talent.
Jesus Christ.
Especially since they got to go out there and do the obligatory, it's Christmas episode of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Or it's post-Christmas episode of SmackDown.
And then by the time they get done with the second episode, half the building's going to be empty.
Yeah. It's going to be like Starrcade all over again.
Jeez. Jeez.
Anyway, that's it for the first episode of Elite Count Super.
Yeah.
We're probably going to be doing super episodes after Christmas.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't care enough to watch the Christmas episodes of Raw and SmackDown.
I mean, it's pretty much going to be the same stuff like it is every single year.
It's going to be a whole lot of non-canon stuff.
And if you think about it, whether people realize it or not, around this time being it's the holidays, this is a dead period for WWE. This is a dead period for wrestling, period. Because ratings usually go down the tube.
A dead period.
You knew what I was trying to say.
I know, but it still sounds weird.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is ratings usually go down the tube around this time every year.
Yeah. Nobody wants to go to the live shows, or more people would rather spend time with their families than sit around the TV, which they should.
Yeah. We do recommend you spend time with your families.
I mean, even I'm starting to go over to mom and dad's once a week.
Yeah.
I went over there yesterday and made beef stroganoff.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Not too bad.
Yeah, and they told me how you stiffed Dad at Walmart. Not Walmart, Winn-Dixie.
Hi, stiffed him? What you mean?
Or sidelined him, I should say.
How?
Well, they said he was checking out, and you said, hey, and you just walked off and ran over to where Ma was.
I talked to him.
For a little bit.
But I talked to him, though.
For a little bit. You sidelined him.
No, I didn't.
They said you sidelined him.
I didn't sideline Pop. Why would he say that?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Pops know I wouldn't sideline him with that.
Yeah, he's family now, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of family, and we're allowed to riff on each other since we're family, if you don't want to look at this stupid, ugly mess of a face, he has a podcast.
It is Prime Talk with Rodimus Prime.
On the podcast app.
Or, what's that, Podbean?
Podbean.
No, Soundbean.
Soundbean.
That's what it is.
That's what I said.
It's on the Castbox app, episode 19, as of this recording, up right now.
So that being said, I'm War Machine MJ.
And I'm Rodimus Prime.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Bam.